Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Wake Up and Dream podcast. This time it's Lisa and I that are going to just be sharing our hearts today and digging in to a little topic. I just love how we come together prior to hitting the record button and we just kind of brainstorm and we kind of touch base with each other and things come up and we're like, yes, this is what needs to be talked about. This is what one of us or the three of us or the two of us today just is on our heart, and we feel like we can't be the only woman, we can't be the only mom, feeling these feelings. And I just wanted to share this little testimony that I had from a mom, a woman, a brand new friend that I've met just in taking Jace back to school. And we got into a conversation as we were walking the kids to school, and she's kind of dealing with this, she's been a stay-at-home mom. Should she go work out of the home? Should it be part-time? What does that look like? And the mama guilt came up. And if you guys are following us, our amazing listeners, I believe it was episode 72 that we tapped into mama guilt. And it was just the timing. It was God's intervention. And I said, I have a podcast with two amazing women, and we just launched an episode on mama guilt. And she came back to me this morning because she listened to it, and she just said, oh my gosh, Kelly, you're my new best friend. That was the most amazing episode. It's exactly what I needed to hear. And so many things touched her heart and her mind, and it kind of just shifted and made her feel just a little differently, made her think that it's possible, that it doesn't have to be filled with mama guilt. And she even mentioned that she wanted her husband to listen to it, because when you're married and you're shifting things in the household and things are happening, it's you do it together, you make those decisions together. And I just wanted to share that, Lisa, this morning with our listeners, because I think that's so important to know. That is our mission. If we even help one person on each episode, like, that's what we're tapping into. That's our mission. That's what we just love to inspire, and hit on that, and just wanting women to take that next step. That's what we're here for, because we are a tool. When each of us are going through those hardships, mine was infertility, cancer, job transfers, all the things, you have to find tools to put yourself back together. And, if it's a podcast, if it's reading, if it's journaling, if it's, a Bible study, we are one of those tools. And we feel so fortunate and grateful to have our listeners that tune in each week, that we can be a tool in your life and making the difference. So Lisa, I wanted to share with our listeners how amazing that was, and so refreshing to hear.
Oh, it's so amazing, because literally, if one life we can touch and improve and cause awareness and freedom in their mind and heart and soul, then our mission is working. It's fulfilling what we had set out for it to do. So that is incredible. I love hearing that story. So today I thought, I just got back from Colorado, the beautiful state of Colorado, where Kelly lives now.
Yes,
And
we were in the same state at the same time. It was so cool.
were about an hour and a half away from each other at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I had some just big ahas while I was out. I love nature. I love hiking. Mm-hmm. I just think it's such a restorative way to just kind of reconnect with God, reconnect with yourself at your core, to unplug and just get quiet. The scenery was incredible, right? I mean, there's
nothing like it. My little Wisconsin girl, welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Exactly. And there is nothing like it. I mean, I'm so filled with gratitude for this trip, and I was able to do it with my good friend and my daughter. And so But some of the ahas I've had since coming home here the last couple of days is how, I was in a different climate. I was in a different elevation. I was with different people. And um, I knew now looking, I mean, as I was hiking, I'm like, I have tools that I wouldn't use necessarily on my daily life over here, but some of those tools I really needed to climb a mountain. So they were appropriate and needed. Um, and some were my mindset tools that, yeah, I can use in the mountains. I can use in daily life. I don't have to wait to some catastrophe to go, okay, I've got to use my tools, right? They can be something we use on a daily basis. And part of my like awareness is my friend Karen and I, we hiked one of the toughest hike journey. It was like over 2,000 feet in elevation from start to the top. And at the top, we got to see three different lakes, which are always, I mean, if you have a destination and it's not, if it's like water, I'm all about it. And there are waterfalls and beautiful landscapes along the way. I mean, I didn't lack for beauty in my journey. Um, but but I was just kind of thinking how, Karen, my friend, said, "Hey, you can use my hiking sticks if you want." Um, and I took them. I didn't know, if I would need them, how often I would use them, but I saw them as a resource, as a tool. And I think if I'm truly honest with myself, um, I don't know when in my past, I probably would have resisted it. My pride would have been a part of it. My ego would have been a part of it. Like, you're not using sticks. Why do I need to use sticks? Like, don't you think I can do it? That whole silly, silly, silly mind games that we play when we're not as secure in who we are. Um, but I'm at a place where I'm feeling more and more secure in who I am. And her offering these sticks or these hiking sticks, I was like, yes, I'm going to take them. I don't know exactly how and when and where they're going to be helpful, but I'm going to accept this tool. Um,
Ooh, I think that
and
is
believe
so good, Lisa, because no matter what the tool is that any of our listeners are learning about or using, it's so important to know, just have them right in your back pocket, whether it's an actual physical tool of walking sticks, or a trigger word that you remember, or just being grateful, or remembering parts of your personality that come up in difficult moments or whatever, but always having your tools at all times. Not, and you mentioned it before, not just when you think it's going to be a difficult situation, but always and daily, because you never know what might come up. So do please continue on your little hiking journey.
yeah, so it was fascinating to me because I remember like a couple days prior, I was like, I wonder if I'm going to need a knee brace or my one knee, because stepping up and down, it's hard on your knees. And I didn't buy, an extra bandage or whatever for my knee. I was like, okay, I hope this is going to be okay. Because once you're at the top, it's a long ways to have knee pain or ankle pain or all the things. Um, but what I noticed is that the sticks, they did several things for me. One, they helped me to balance, right? When I was feeling a little unsure of the footing, I could just put out a stick, and all of a sudden it was like I had more confidence breathe right into my body, because I was like, okay, I got this. It totally balanced me. I walked across creeks, rivers and streams that were along the way. And I had to balance on rocks that were some of them underwater and, all the things. And those sticks were like, okay, it's like they were anchors that just helped me to just have the confidence to do something that I'd never done before. I'd never crossed this many little streams and walked on boulders and rocks where I'm like, is this one gonna shake a little bit? Is this one secure? It was just so empowering to know that my tool was there to serve me, right? It wasn't there to make me feel like I was a handicap or less than. It was that tool was there for the intention and purpose to serve me. And I think sometimes we get that mixed up, like our tools. Oh, I don't think I need that tool. Like, oh, I know it's there, but I'm not going to really tap into it because, I don't think I need it. Well, these tools are like waiting to be of service to us. And the sticks were one of my big, big tools that I tapped into. The other one was my oxygen, my canned oxygen. Who knew that this was a thing? Only in Colorado would you have at the gas station, you have a full display of canned oxygen. And I'm like, what the
I
heck?
am dying. That is hilarious.
and so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this because I don't know how I'm gonna feel in the elevation and how that's gonna affect me, and I obviously don't want to get sick or lightheaded and all the things. And my friend Karen, she was ahead of me, and just having the awareness that like this was my journey, and her journey might be faster, her journey might be at a different pace, a different all the things, but I was on my journey, and my journey involved taking breaks, taking pictures of the beautiful wildflowers. But while I was making my excuse to take the picture, I was like taking a breathe break to give myself a little break because it was a steep elevation climb. And taking my oxygen out of my backpack. And if I felt like I needed a 2-second shot of oxygen, I gave myself that. And
imagine, Lisa, what would it may have looked like if you didn't have your tools? Would
oh my
you have
gosh,
had such a blessed time? Or maybe you'd be worried because you're out of breath and you have to sit for a half an hour and you're missing out on the journey with your friend, and and you just got scared because then the elevation sickness did set in, or maybe you didn't feel confident walking across the stream. And it's like you were saying, don't be prideful, use the tools. And I'm just wondering, like, how different it would have been in your confidence if you didn't have them, if you would have said
I,
no.
I think it would have been a totally different experience, to be honest, because those sticks honestly gave me such confidence that I mean, crossing that river, trying to balance without those sticks, I would have had a lot of fear, and I could have fallen, and then I would have been wet during
Yes.
the rest of the hike,
And
like
uncomfortable
I didn't,
and annoyed at
yeah,
yourself. And this is not how this is supposed to go.
Right. So using my tools,
Yes.
I think, prevented a lot of the fear from creeping in, because I think fear is such a
Yes.
I'm becoming more
It's a
and more aware
hindrance
of
of,
it is
yeah,
a big
always having the what
hindrance.
if something bad happens? What if something bad happens? What if this doesn't work
Yep.
out? What if I fall behind? What if I don't get
Right.
the job promotion? What if I can't lose 12 pounds? Yep.
Yeah,
Always.
exactly. And I think that is, if that's your mindset, which my past self
Mhm.
has a tendency to go to that fear card and to fear, am I gonna, like, sprain an ankle when I'm like way to heck and gone, and how am I ever gonna walk down, or these rocks, are they gonna be secure, or am I gonna slip and fall? Just a lot of fear that I was aware of as I was climbing this mountain, and coming down, I had probably more of the fear, like I cannot slip, like this is a steep decline, and like my foot has to be sure on every step. um
Mhm.
but instead, because I became aware of that thought process of, don't slip, Lisa, like you don't want to sprain an ankle, like this could be really bad, what if that happened? I was aware of it, and then I'm like, no, your sticks are there. You are confident. You are going to take steps, and you're gonna get down to the bottom just fine. And so it was a matter of flipping the narrative in my mind of, instead of the what if, the bad stuff that's lurking around every corner, what if I was confident? What if I took every step with confidence and used my tools to help me get down the mountain? And
Right. And
that's
using
another
your
tool.
physical tools and your mental tools all at the same time is super important.
Exactly. That those mental
Mhm.
tools are are available just like those sticks are, like they
Mhm.
were available, but we have to be aware of them. We have to tap in and really realize that these tools want to serve us. It's like that's their purpose. Like if I
Mhm.
personified my sticks were saying to me, yay, I'm glad you chose me. Now I get to help you have confidence
Mhm.
to cross
Mhm.
these streams. And we're going to have such a good time because I know that I can serve you and help you navigate in those steps where you
Mhm.
feel like you need some extra confidence. Like that's what my
Oh,
sticks
so
were
good.
screaming,
Mhm.
and they were like excited to serve me. And in the same way, our mental tools of gratitude, mental tools of getting in that place of gratitude. I'll just, that tool of gratitude takes all of that other stuff, and it just like
Mhm.
disappears, vanishes right before your very
Yeah.
eyes, because you tap into gratitude. You can't stay in fear. You can't stay in doubt, worry, all of those things. The minute you embrace gratitude as that mental tool and confidence, that is, and gratitude is feeling the same way. If we personify
Mhm.
gratitude, oh, I'm so glad that you're over here feeling grateful and feeling the emotions of, you know, I was proud of myself. I could have, you
Mhm.
know, not
Mhm.
crossed that stream, or I could have said, no, this is too high, or I've seen two of the lakes. I don't think I can go another step to see the third lake.
Mhm.
But I was
Mhm.
proud of myself because I went over here and used my tool of gratitude, which gave me confidence to go, heck, I don't know when I'm ever going to be in this place ever again. I want to
Mhm.
experience everything. And I'm so grateful
Mhm.
for this opportunity to climb this mountain, to feel
Mhm.
the air pulsing through my lungs.
Mhm.
I have legs that can help me to
Mhm.
climb. I'm healthy. I have the air in my lungs because God's allowed me to breathe today. And that's
Absolutely.
an
Oh,
amazing tool.
that is so great. Whether it's the physical tools and now the gratitude tool, like is phenomenal. And I think even our listeners, whoever's listening in, it may not be a physical hike for you. It may not be the actual mountain, but whatever your mountain is today, whatever you're going through, whatever it is, whether it's, do you go get that job outside the home? Do you go on this new health journey? Do you start writing your next book? Do you start a new, entrepreneurial, exciting new, process in your life? Whatever that mountain is, use the tools that, whether you've gained here on this podcast with us ladies, or something else that you're following, it's your gratitude journal, it's another podcast that you love, maybe you're connected with an amazing group of women at church. Whatever that tool is, use it, and remember that gratitude for wherever you are. Like, be thankful for this moment and the people that are surrounding you. And if you need more just insight on that, don't forget, we list it in our show notes, but don't hesitate to reach out, to ask one of the three of us how this works, how you can tap in deeper. We would be happy to connect with you guys. So Lisa, thank you for sharing your story about your tools and gratitude, and how that just empowered you through to think something that you may not have been able to do alone without your tools. And I think our listeners will just gravitate to this episode. So thank you for sharing your heart. And until next time, wake up and dream.